folks. Today I'm going to tie up a wee pheasant tail lump. The hook and the vise is a size 10 barbless nymph hook from Blob and Buzzer. The thread I'm going to use is Simperfly 50 denier nano silk. Really strong thread. So put another layer of thread on our hook. So get our thread started. Start winding that down our hook. Now you'll not be able to nip this off, so come on my scissors, trim off our excess and continue on down round about to where the barb and the hook would be. Because it's barbless, we haven't got a barb to line up, so down to where about we think the barb would be in the hook. So we want to get a bit of our pheasant tail for the tail of the fly. So this is just ordinary pheasant tail fibre. So you want to pull off about 3 or 4 fibres from the pheasant tail. Line these up, you want them round about the length of your body. So tie these off. So start off with punch and loop over the top and just a couple of turns just so we see how our tail is sitting. Make sure it's sitting on reasonably straight. Looks alright there. So continue your thread on up and tie that down tight. Up to where our head would be. Come on then with scissors and trim away our excess pheasant tail. Now, the rub on the fly is going to be gold wire, just thin gold wire, and take off about 2 inches, 3 inches of gold wire. So you want to tie this on now, coming back down. We're trying to keep this body as flat as we can. So tie on our wire and bring our thread to the rear of the hook again, down to where we tied off our tail. Just be careful around the barb of the hook because we don't want to be catching our thread in the barb of the hook. So that's ideal for me here. So back to your pheasant tail fibre or feather, and you want to take off around about 8 or 10 fibres off the feather. So we'll strip these away. Now we want to tie these on at the top. I like when I'm tying them on, leave the top over a wee bit because as you'll see, the tips are uneven, and if you try and tie them off at the top, they'll nip on you. So come up the top a wee bit when you're tying them on. Same again, just a wee punch and loop to get it started and run the thread up. So you want to come up just over halfway. The reason being is we're going to have thorax cover, thorax and legs at the front as well. So come up now with your pheasant fibres, being careful not to squash down the tail. Touch and turns and bring your pheasant tail fibres up to where our thread is and tie off. So put tight turns over the top and then cut away that excess. Just under your scissors and trim that away. Now your wire, you want to bring the gold wire the opposite way from what from what you've turned on the pheasant fibres, and the reason being is when you wind that wire on, because the pheasant's going that way and your wire's coming this way, it strengthens the pheasant tail. It gives it more air grip, so it's brittle fibres. So you want to bring your wire up 4 or 5 turns, depending what spacing you want on them. I would normally put on at least 4, but this one has come a wee bit forward from 4, maybe 4.5. Oh, helicopter our wire off and tie that down flat. Now, back to your pheasant tail feeler. So, not actually going to use that side. I'll use this side here. So you want to pull away, I'd say a good dozen fibres. The reason being is we're going to split them. You'll have 6 down each side as legs, as feelers out each side. So you want a good dozen at least. Now we're only taking this top end because we only want the length of the legs plus what we're going to pull over the top of the thorax. So they measure these. They go length of the leg plus the length of their thorax. So that's our tying on point. So punch and loop here. Then bring your thread forward. Keep these on top. Tie this up. Now we want to add a colour dubbing on here. So this is red sparkle dubbing from Blob and Buzzer. Now I keep them on these wee, it's only a wee test tube and there's a wee stopper at the top. It's just handy for whenever you need it, then you can pull the top and take your the pheasant tail out. So pull out a pinch of dubbing. Now don't take out too much. People take out dubbing and they're not fair to dub 4 flies. Put it on sparse to start with, the slightest wee nip, and wind it on. And you'll notice then if you have too little, just add a wee bit more, and if you have too much, take a wee twist off. Now that was only the slightest wee pinch, because all this is just the colour of this thorax. So we'll just wind that dubbing on. A couple of good turns at the start, and then start bringing that up. There's actually too much here. I'm actually going to have to, I might have to remove some of it. And I'll take that last nip off. And if you see, or if you are tying a fly and you see that something's not right, take it off straight away. Don't keep tying thinking it's going to be alright. If it doesn't look right, it's not right. You're better stripping it there than getting the end of the fly and then looking at it and going, I should have took that off. Our tops, the way I work these now, is bring the whole lot forward to start with. And just give a turn and a half or a couple of turns over it. Now you want to split these fibres in half. So you want half coming down one side and half coming down the other. I think there's a wee bit too many on that side. It looks uneven enough split there now. So we want to bring our fibres, the top of the fibres back. I'll just drop my needle on the floor and my cat away with it. that's her fibres tied on, and that just gives us a leggy effect to the nymph. Now, as I says, whenever I put the dubbing on, I prefer the red for the thorax. For me, it just lifts it. It's a better colour. Now, the colour you put on it is entirely up to you, but I prefer red or blue. I like blue on them as well. Now, I whip finish behind. You can whip finish whatever way you choose. I can use whip finish tools, but I just prefer, because I've done it so long, I just prefer whipping by hand. I'm looking around here and I can't even say I have there one. So just to show that I can use it, there's a 4-turn whip finish. Come on then. Somewhere where your excess. Now, the final piece of this fly, taste of blood and butter UV resin, and just come on. We only want the slightest wee dab at the top of the thorax, and all that is just to create a thorax cover. Now, you want to be reasonably quick. Set that off. Now, it's touch dry, but I prefer it to be rock hard. So that's your pheasant tail nymph. Now, you can, if you want, give that a wee pull, because that's only a wee bit of Velcro on a stick. Messy kind of Velcro on a stick. Pull that, just give it the slightest wee pull, just to take them red fibres out, just to give it a more buggy look. So there you go, that's a sample pheasant tail nymph. Now, to finish that off, I will come in and I use clear head cement. Come in and give the head a coat with clear head cement, and then the slightest wee dab over the top of the UV resin, just to give it a shine. Now, to fish that, I would fish that on 10 foot, 12 foot leader with 2 flies. Normally I fish that in the point, and a dial back or something smaller than the top, and either a slow figure 8 back in, or like a 4-inch jerk, and let it, it's called a rise and drop. So you give it a quick jerk for the length of about 4 inches, and let it drop through the column, and then give it another pull, so the nymph fishes like that. Can be a good fly in its day, you know what I mean. There's no one fly fits all, but that's a decent wee nymph, and one that you should have in your box. So I hope you find that helpful, and thanks very much for watching, folks. Thank you.